Sits. Rango sits. Platz sits. Rango sits. Rango sits. Muy bien. Nope. No. Lucy. Anarchist dogs. All right, let's go. Super beautiful morning here this morning. It's always pretty beautiful here, but like extra beautiful today. Extra blue, everything. I was reading a post on Facebook yesterday from Carlos Morales, who was a speaker at an Acapulco, and he mentioned that he read the book The Easy Way to Stop Smoking by Alan Carr and quit smoking. And I was like, that's great, that's what happened to me too. And I was reading through the comments, and someone said, you know, he also wrote a bunch of other books, and one of them was The Easy Way to Stop Drinking Alcohol. And I was like, what? I didn't know that. So a little bit of, I don't know if Carlos heard about this book from me, but I was definitely telling a lot of people about this book, The Easy Way to Stop Smoking. If so, it's sort of like a little bit of karmic payback that if he found out about that book from me, that through him posting about that, I found out about the easy way to stop drinking alcohol. And so as soon as I heard about it, I downloaded it to my Kindle and began reading it immediately, because I thought The Easy Way to Stop Smoking was such a great book. It was like really well written. It was not boring at all to read. It was fascinating. It was like a page turner. I was like, what? I never thought about it that way. I never realized that's what was happening. And so I just started reading the book. I'm only about 10% of the way in. But already I'm like, oh man, this might be what I've been looking for to finally break the brainwashing. Because that's really what it is. And that's what I've been realizing most things are. We're all brainwashed. And you don't realize it, because brainwashed people don't know they're brainwashed. That's part of how brainwashing works. So you say to someone, you're brainwashed, they'll never go, oh yeah, totally, I totally am, yeah. They're gonna be like, shut up, don't call me that, you're brainwashed, you suck. It's like, no, but that's the hard part about brainwashing. And of course the biggest brainwashing, one of the biggest, is statism. As Larkin Rose said in his book, the most dangerous superstition. It is literally the most dangerous superstition. It is a superstition. The person coming here. Jerry, man. Jerry, sits. What? Sits. Speak German to my dogs. It's the best language for dogs, because it's so forceful. Sort of like when you hear Hitler talking. It's hi. It's the same with sit is sits, stay is Platz, jump is hops. So if I were to say that in Spanish, sits would be siéntate, and dogs would be like, what? Or I don't even know what stay would be. Anyway, it wouldn't work in Spanish very well. So I speak Spanish to them the rest of the time, but when I'm giving them some sort of a command that I'm asking they do, which obviously I'm an anarchist, so I'm not demanding they do it, but for their own protection, I often try to tell them what to do. And sometimes they listen, sometimes they don't. Here comes the car, just hang on one sec. Rango! Ben! Sitting right in front of the car. Rango! Rango! My dogs are really stupid. Yep, muy bien. Así es. My dogs are totally stupid. And I love them for it. They just have no clue. I've never really trained them. Some people might say with dogs, that's really bad, you should train them. I've watched the Dog Whisperer. I used to love that show, by the way. And still think there's a lot of great things about. Oh, here's that dog. Bruce, Ben! Bruce! Bruce, Ben! I don't want Bruce to get into a fight with that poodle again. Bruce, Ben! Rango! Ben! Alright. Avoided that confrontation. Let's put Jerry down now. Muy bien, Bruce. Muy bien. So, yeah, so I watched The Dog Whisperer, and yeah, I thought it was great. And it's amazing how a lot of these dogs have some serious issues, just like us humans, serious emotional issues and serious brainwashing. Actually, dogs have it as well, right? They're sort of brainwashed from, you know, if they're hit when they're a baby, they'll be very aggressive, right? This is very normal. This happens with humans as well. Like the dog whisperer could almost be called the human whisperer, really. Not much difference. So a lot of people say, oh, you're supposed to really train your dogs. They're supposed to be exactly, like follow exactly behind you, or they won't know who the pack leader is or whatever. I don't know. I do it differently, as you can see. And they're all pretty happy. Like, I'd say they're the 5 happiest dogs I've ever met. I'm sure most dogs are happy anyway. But look how happy they are. They're just having fun, going for some sprints. Sometimes they get into some trouble. We've got to work our way out of it. I don't know where they went. Whoa, they're long gone. They went up that mountain. Anyway, they'll come back at some point. I wonder if they saw something. Hopefully they didn't see. I don't know, but they really took off. My chihuahuas are here, but... Oh, this dog's here. There's a dog. Hang on. Jerry, no. Jerry sits. Oh, maybe they were scared of this dog. And this dog's scared of us. Poor thing. Hey, well, let's just go. Jerry, no, Ben. Jerry. Oh, I wonder if this scared my dogs. That's the thing. Most times dogs get into confrontations because they're scared. The same thing with humans, actually. Your average person is really like aggressive and all that kind of stuff. You know, all these guys have got like the shaved heads and the tattoos. All these guys, a lot of them are sort of these alt-right guys now. They're the most scared people, and that's why they're really scared about things like Muslims. And they've never been anywhere with Muslims or anything. They just watch on TV, which is all programming. But yeah, it's the same thing with humans as with dogs. The most sort of like aggressive, it's because they're the most scared. So I gotta find my boxer. She's long gone. Letta! Anyway, I got way off track on alcohol. Ben? Where's Ben? Where's Lucy? Ah, Lucy! 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 Lucy, Ben! Lucy! Lucy! Bruce! Oh, my dogs. Bruce, Ben! They don't know how to move for cars. Lucy! Locos. That's my driver. My dogs just stand in front of cars. They don't even know what to do. I still gotta find my boxer though. She took off. So we gotta go find her. I think it's because she was scared of that white dog. All my dogs are lovers, they're not fighters. Well, actually the chihuahuas will fight, and that's the hilarious part. There's my boxer. Come on, let him in. Let her. Let him in. The chihuahuas will fight anything. They're like 1 pound or 2 pounds. Whereas my boxer, I don't know what she weighs, 60 pounds of pure muscle, and she's scared to death of almost everything. She's not scared to death, but she's definitely scared. I've actually seen her fight once or twice, and once someone was in her house who shouldn't have been there, and she chased that guy out real quick. So she can definitely do it, but she's in general a lover, not a fighter. She doesn't want to fight, which is good. Anyway, way off track on the topic of alcohol. Maybe I should just change the topic now to dogs and humans. Really. Now let's get back to the alcohol topic, because I think it's a good topic. And I'm actually excited about it, super excited about it, because to me this is a huge discovery, because I've been trying to figure out alcohol for decades. And a lot of people will say about me, and I'm not saying they're right at all, but they do say that I'm fairly intelligent. And I've done IQ tests and all that kind of stuff. I've done these, if you believe in IQs, whatever. That's not pure intelligence, obviously. It's just, you know, you're able to compute some stuff. But I used to do them while I was drinking, while playing online poker, online, and doing it within just a few minutes, and I'd always get 2 points shy of genius, whatever that was. I think it's 158 or something. So anyway, I guess if I would have really concentrated, I probably would have got genius level or whatever, or maybe not. But the point is, I'm fairly on the IQ level, pretty smart. And I can't and couldn't figure out cigarettes or alcohol. And I was shocked at how stupid I was about alcohol. Or sorry, about cigarettes. Once I figured it out, I was like, how did I fall for that? It's like, it was so obvious. That's the thing with these sort of brainwashing. Where's my... I'm missing a couple dogs. I'm missing Rango. Rango! Rango! The chaos. Oh, there he's way up there. All right. Yeah, he likes to go way ahead. He's a hunter. He always goes way, way ahead. I didn't realize he went that far ahead, though. Anyway, what were we talking about? Oh, yeah, I couldn't... Once you realize the brainwashing, this is the funny part, and this happens with statism, happens with everything. And I was never really a statist. I was pretty anarchist all the time, but I couldn't figure out what the problem was when I was really young. And then once I just read a little bit and heard about Doug Casey, read his stuff, I was like, oh, that's the answer, okay. So I was never really a full statist, so I can't say I was fully brainwashed as most people with statism. I just didn't know. I was just confused, like, why are people doing this stuff? Here goes another car. Busy morning this morning. This guy might be coming to this house here. Anyway. So when I heard about this book, The Easy Way to Stop Drinking, I was like, what the hell? Because the easy way to stop smoking works so great for me. I only read the book halfway through, and it says, by the time you're done reading this, you won't smoke again. I read it halfway through, and I never smoked again. Jetty, Ben? Jetty? All right. So, just heard about this last night, The Easy Way to Stop Drinking. And I'm just 10% of the way through the book, and I'm already like, man, yeah, I didn't realize how much it's just brainwashing. Because literally, from the time you're born, every movie, every TV show, everything in real life, you go to a party, everyone's drinking. So you just get accustomed to thinking this is just normal. This is just the way life is. If you want to relax, you grab a drink. If you want to celebrate, you have some drinks. If you're kind of like feeling a little bit not very outgoing socially, you have a drink. That's what happens in our cult. I didn't fully realize how much it's just brainwashing. I'm only 10% of the way through this book, so I can't wait to finish it. Because I think when I'm done, I'll probably be like, never drink again. Because it doesn't give me anything positive anymore, like not one thing. Even in the past, it probably wasn't giving me anything positive, but at least I thought it was. And now I look at it, I'm like, this just makes everything worse all the time. So why am I doing it? I don't do it much anymore, but when I travel, and especially around a lot of people, in conferences and stuff, there's a bar there. I'll probably be at the bar. Just to, you know, for whatever reason, just like what I've done my whole life, right? And, you know, in the old days, I remember I used to be so shy that it did help, I think. It helped me to be more outgoing, for sure. But now I don't need it anymore, as you can tell in these videos. I've finally gotten over that. I can be fairly outgoing if I want to be, without any crutches or anything. Thing is, I rarely want to be that outgoing. Well, that's a whole different story, and that's a whole different thing. If I don't want to be outgoing, then why am I going out? Right? So I'll just got to think about what I'm doing. But what this has really sort of shown me, just thinking about this stuff in the last day, is we seriously live in a massively drug-addicted culture. Think about our culture, even the Mexican culture. Think about most cultures, almost everything except for maybe Middle Eastern, which is actually kind of interesting. When we think about it, how they've been attacking that so much. I wonder if that's part of the reason, because they're not addicted to the drug they want everyone to be addicted to, which is one of the worst drugs ever. Like, there's very few that are worse than alcohol. So yeah, waking up to all this recently. But think about our cult, right? Who do you know who doesn't drink? I know me personally, it's usually about 1 out of every 20 people or so, or maybe more than that. And we all used to look at them like they were weirdos, like why or how or why would you even do that, right? That's how brainwashed we are. Look at my hair. Which side is this? What is that? It's not cum, don't worry. I'm on the no fap. I think it's just gel. This isn't What About Mary or whatever. That was hilarious. That was one of the funnier points of a movie I've ever seen. Yeah, think about our cult. Like, you go to what? Hockey game. I love hockey. Go to a hockey game. Everyone is drinking. Not everyone. Like, little kids aren't. And sometimes you'll see a few people who aren't. But most people, I'd say 80% at least, are drinking the $20 beers there. So everyone's on this drug, and it is a drug. It's one of the worst drugs in the world. Like, you think about all these riots after every sporting event. Vancouver's notorious for it. And it's all drunk people just going nuts. Now, if they were all on, say, marijuana, or I shouldn't use that word. Erica told me not to use that word. Cannabis. If they're on cannabis, and they did that, there'd be a huge outcry. So if everyone was at the game smoking or ingesting cannabis, and afterwards they went and destroyed the entire town because their team lost, there'd be a huge outcry. We gotta prohibit or stop cannabis, right? But what happens in our cult with the fake stream media, they don't ever bring that up. There was a hockey riot today. We need more police. We need more government centralized police. Never mention, maybe we should prohibit alcohol, which actually I would never support. But they never would bring that up because they don't want to. They want everyone on this drug. Because this drug dumbs you down. It deadens your senses, so you're less conscious, really. You're less conscious when you're drinking. And the more you drink, the less conscious you are until you're pretty much lying on your back, right? So you're not thinking about stuff deeply. You're not like, whereas, you know, if you smoke some cannabis, a lot of people will do this. They'll smoke it, they'll be like, why are we paying all these taxes for all these wars, right? Be thinking about it. But beer, no. Go Cowboys. Right? But we live in a completely drug addicted cult. Absolutely, like there's no disputing it. Like, alcohol is everywhere and almost everyone is addicted to it. And when I say addicted, I don't even like the word addicted, because it's not an actual physical addiction. None of this stuff is. Even when I quit smoking, I had 0 withdrawals. And you hear it all the time. You still hear it all the time. Quitting smoking is as hard as quitting heroin. Well, I've never quit heroin, so I don't know. But quitting smoking was nothing. It was absolutely nothing. As soon as I flipped the switch in my brain, it was just gone. So there's no physical withdrawals. None. 0. If there was, I didn't notice them. So people aren't physically addicted to these things, but they're mentally addicted. Not everyone, but most people in our cult are addicted, mentally addicted to this drug. And this drug is one of the worst drugs in the world. Isn't that funny? So I'm really excited to read this book, especially because I'm going on a trip next week, and I talked in my last video about how I'm a little worried that I'm going to drink too much again on this trip, because that's very par for the course with me and traveling. So I've been doing a lot of work on it, thinking about it, doing some therapy sort of related things, getting super into my health stuff, which totally helps. But I think the last sort of key is the mental realizing this thing is hurting me, not helping me. And that's what happened with the cigarettes. So I was super happy to find out about this book, and so funny, I didn't even know about it. I just assumed he was the stop smoking guy, and that was it. He's actually written a few other books about stop whatever. We should actually, because the whole thing is to unbrainwash you from whatever you're brainwashed, we should actually look into rewriting the book for statism. The easy way to quit statism. Because it is brainwashing. And all he's doing is explaining how it works, and by the end of the book, you're like, what the fuck, I'm never doing this again. I can't believe I fell for it, right? That's how I felt about the smoking. I have a feeling that's how I'm going to feel about the drinking once I fully realize it after reading this book. And it's funny, I need to read this book. I can't fully figure it out. It's that tricky. And that was my point earlier about I'm not the stupidest guy in the world, and I fell for it. Totally fell for it. Totally fell for smoking. And I actually started smoking to see how hard it would be to quit. So I actually did that on purpose. It was one of the reasons. Then once I had all kinds of business problems, I just wanted to kill myself, and I started smoking for that reason as well. But I also said I kind of want to start full-time smoking just to see how hard it is to quit. Turns out it's not hard at all, and it actually taught me how brainwashing works and how it's everywhere in our society, in our cult. And it's led me down the path now to starting to realize that alcohol is also just brainwashing. That's all it is. There's nothing good about it. So I'm super excited to read this book because I know how the first one affected me. So if this one can do this with alcohol, I'm going to be on a different level. I'm already feeling like amazing. Well, that's the other thing too, talking about the bad parts of alcohol, and it's all bad. There's nothing good. Nothing good about alcohol. When you think about it, when you really think about it, there's really nothing good about it. The bad parts is it totally destroys, it's a poison. That's why when you go to a bar a lot of times, they go, what's your poison? They're not joking. They also call it spirits. And that's because it actually sucks your soul out of you. And if you drink enough and you black out, basically your soul leaves for a while. And usually something else will take over your body and take it on a joyride, because your soul can't stay in such a toxic environment. And that's the whole reason I've been doing all this meditation, all this diet, exercise, is to raise my vibration so I can connect more with my soul, with my spirit, with whatever it is, right? Don't even know how to describe it. To connect more with that, whatever that is. And it's amazing. And I've already started to do that, and it's, I can't imagine ever wanting to stop doing this now. In fact, I want to do it more and more. I want to see more. I want to feel more, because it feels amazing. It's like being on ecstasy. I said that like a few weeks ago. It's like you almost feel like you're on ecstasy when you're doing this stuff. You just feel that good. So alcohol never made me feel that good, and never made me feel good at all. It made me feel good in the moment, I thought, but looking back, it really wasn't. It was deadening my senses to the point where I got over some of my issues, which were things like shyness and not being very outgoing, not being very extroverted. So it would deaden those to the point where I could be, and so I thought it was helping me. But if I would have just realized that, and just maybe even spent a weekend like reading about how to be a little bit more outgoing and a little bit more extroverted, probably would have saved me 30 years of drinking. I don't even want to think about how much I spent on alcohol in my lifetime. I think a reasonable number would be $500,000. And all the damage it did to my body, which luckily you can recover a lot of it through the diet I'm on right now and through the fasting. That's the only way to recover it. Otherwise, you can't. Now my dogs are really going crazy today. They're all over the place. Wow, I'm going for a long run there. Yeah, so talk about how alcohol makes things worse. Well, what's one of the main things that everyone says about alcohol? Well, I feel like crap the next day. And not only just the next day, as you get older, because your lymph system gets more and more clogged. This is what I didn't realize. It's not because you're getting older, it's because you're getting more toxic. So you gotta detoxify yourself. So theoretically, and I'm not saying I want to do this, but theoretically, if I keep detoxing, I could go back in a couple years once I'm completely detoxed and probably drink and feel great the next day. Not great, but like not bad, because I will have healed all that stuff. So it's not age. But I don't even want to go back because alcohol doesn't give me anything valuable at all. In fact, it just poisons me. And why would I want to do that, especially when I'm trying to raise my vibration? All alcohol does is lower your vibration. Why would I want to do that and spend money for it? And usually regret the things I do after I drink. It makes no sense. But most people will say, yeah, the next day after drinking, I feel like garbage. It's been another car coming. Man, it's a busy morning here. It's not normal. Anyway, yeah, so people feel like garbage after they drink. Well, why is that, right? Well, they're very dehydrated, that's one. That's just a minor one, though. And it just lowers your vibration. So what happens to most people, and this happens to me thousands of times, is I would drink the next day, I'd feel like crap. I wouldn't want to get out of bed, so what wouldn't I be doing? I wouldn't be out walking with the dogs, which exercise, as I pointed out recently, is super, super important. I had no idea how important it was. You need to move or you will get, your body will just get worse. You will, because you need to move your lymphatic system. You need to get the stuff going and moving around. If you don't, you will basically die. So, man, I think I'm missing some dogs. Rango! I'm missing Rango and Jerry. They might be in the house. Anyway, they'll show up at some point. But yeah, so what happens when you drink? You don't want to get up the next day out of bed. You feel like crap. I don't know how many times I've felt that way. Thousands and thousands and thousands of times. So then you're not exercising. That's number one. So right off the bat, you're missing your exercise that day. So you're going to feel even worse. And then what's the other thing? You got this craving, this weird craving for really shitty food. Like the greasiest, crappiest food, like McDonald's or whatever. So not only are you not exercising, but then you're going to put garbage in your body. Because you drank. So this thing, not only is it causing all kinds of other problems, but it's also making it so you can't do the things you need to do to feel good. And this is the downward cycle that so many people fall into. And they feel crappy and they eat crappy food and they're like, well, when I drink I feel a little bit better for a few minutes. Do that, wake up next morning, feel even crappier. Here come those dogs again. Let's get Bruce inside. Bruce! Bruce, Ben. Bruce, Ben. Bruce. I'm gonna find out where my other dogs are. Bruce, Lucy, Ben. No, Bruce, no. Lucy. 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 Lucy, Ben. Lucy. Lucy. All right. Lucy won't attack these dogs. Lucy, Ben, sit. I gotta find my other two dogs. Hang on. All right, all the dogs actually were inside already, except for Lucy. Lucy, let's go inside. Vamos, Lucy. Lucy, don't ignore me, Lucy. Lucy, Ben. Muy bien.